Hello. So, finally we got into maps. I finished the act. I changed Comet to cast on freeze. I do need and spell cascade. Next jeweler or orb, I'm just gonna add probably cold penetration, frost bomb, fast forward, magnified effect, spell echo. These are same one that you use on leveling. This is your main source of damage. This is a curse you manually cast with heightened curse and persistence. It's basically the only support gems that I noticed for increased curse effect and duration. And this, we don't use the Ice Nova. Ice Nova, you do use it on leveling a bit. And your main source of damage is shattering the frost walls. You shatter the frost walls with frost bombs. If you play with frost walls, you do need blink. Don't go without blink. You do need blink, otherwise you will lock yourself in. Cold snap, lots of damage. Use it with leverage. The enemies are immobilized, so 50% free crit should work. And critical and elemental focus, as you don't inflict elements with it. Elemental focus is quite a large DPS increase. We're using Eye of Winter now, just we use it with Unleash and Blind. Blind is helpful, so the skill does hit with the projectiles, so it should apply Blind. If not, it's just a wasted gem, but I have no other support for it at the moment. Arctic Armor, super important with, I use it with Cannibalism. This is really helpful on mapping, as 4% per little mob. You just like, your life just fully regenerates. On 10 mobs, it's like half of your life. Okay, so the 3. Still, I only have 4 ascendancy nodes that they are on recoup. Full recoup nodes. Initially, you just go your path this way with spell damage, you get some mana regeneration, and you do rush into these nodes. These nodes are pretty good. Or you can rush straight into the big cold nodes. I do get most of the nodes, all the notables here, and some of the small ones are also decent. We do need lots of strength because we use armor, strength. We will be stacking strength and armor, as it's a really good defense. 31 face reduction is decent compared to none. If we would have energy shield, I'm not a fan of energy shield, not on recoup, because we recoup the damage as life, not as energy shield. It's just a gimmick that I want to try. If not, if you want to play this build with all the ice spells, I recommend you play it on an energy shield base on a Stormweaver. Stormweaver on the Arcane Surge nodes and Freeze build up should be higher DPS, more procs, more mana. However, it will lack this damage recouped as life, and I do plan to get 100% of damage taken recouped as life, as it's possible to get it on amulets as well, and we do have a few more nodes on the 3 that I'm gonna go for. I also use it because I do like the damage taken recouped as mana, so the node recoup is over 4 seconds instead of 8 is essential. So the armor, I finished the acts and I spent my exalts. I've had 10 exalts and I bought some high armor, high life, and we do need some strength, and int is really good. Strength is premium. Strength compared to PoE 1 gives 2 life per 1 strength. PoE 1 was giving like 2 life per 5 strength, something insignificant compared to PoE 2. So strength means a lot. Dexterity, we only need 15 to use some support gems, and intelligence, of course, we need 4 mana, or actually our gems do need lots of intelligence also. So I bought this. If you can get a chest with some high HP, spirit, resistance, it's good enough. Boots, movement speed. I do try to put some mana wherever I can, as mana capacity is really important. We have 1200 mana and each comet is 150. All our spells are ridiculously expensive. You do have mana issues, especially on leveling. You will have mana issues. Use a wand with +3. Alternatively, you can use a staff with +5. I haven't found a decent one. We don't care about the active skill. I don't use mana drain, or I've seen maybe power scythe. I don't use that either, as power charges seem to work differently. So yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. So you just get mana, some cast speed, some crit if you can. Pretty much basically these stats but higher tiers. Same thing, these stats but higher tier. Mana, spell damage, cold damage. This should be the ideal prefixes. These are free prefixes, and as you don't need ES, and yeah, some intelligence because you can't get strength on a focus, so intelligence is good. Some crit and a resist. That is pretty good. We just need more resistances, a way to make our resistances. This belt, got it, was 1 exalt, pretty decent, pretty good. Ideally, the implicit would be something else, something useful, as we don't have a stun threshold. We don't stun. Okay, so skills. We went over it. Now we're just gonna do a map. It's really enjoyable. This map is pretty rippy. Probably I will die. If you die on this map, if you die on a map, you will lose the bosses and the progress on the map. And you don't have any portals, you only have one portal. So most of the time bosses, any bosses also will be frozen or chilled, and yeah. Your biggest threat are ranged mobs, as Arctic Armor doesn't protect you against ranged mobs. Melee mobs will freeze and they will get also a Comet hit, so they will most likely die. Now it's a rare. On a rare, we do try to curse it, kill it faster. When it's frozen, don't forget to cold snap. Try to time it, not instantly, just so you don't waste the freeze on a rare. Cold snap remains your highest hitting skill. Like it's really hard. The build is pretty spammy, as you don't notice, but cold snap I spam it quite a lot, like now. And it's what actually shatters the most. And this crit mod is insane. The frost wall, it's really good. It's really defensive. Like, you can encase yourself into this and you are just protected. You see this mob, and even on bosses, it absorbs so much damage sitting behind it, and you can still cast through it. So really strong. I think it's underrated. I will invest further into. There are nodes on trees specifically for this. So I will try to use that as well. See, the Arctic Armor is incredibly defensive. So good. When the mob hits you melee, the fact that they just freeze. See that rare mob just exploded.